Hello everybody! Here is this week's walkthrough video. It's for the week of April 26th. I can't believe we are already at the last week of April this year. The end at least is just flying by. Alright, so here I'm on the Reese website and I'm scrolling down to, where is it? Clever. There we are, Clever. And I'm going to log in with Google and as myself, not Chelsea. And then again, I go to Miss Wilson's page, which has got all of the applications and everything that the kids can need right there. Going to Canvas. That is the easiest way to log in. And actually, they are asking us still to log in through Canvas. And go to their published course. You'll know little kids are jumping. And here we are at Mrs. Wilson's class page. Hello Spring, and then a Google Classroom. And click that link. Of course, I'm going to go over here to Chelsea's view so you guys can see it as kids view. All right, this is actually one of the books that we read last week was Earth Day. So this is a book on time to recycle. There's the AR quiz. That's from the week previous, but let's go to classwork and see where we're at for the week. Here's our week of April 26th to April 30th, and it's still loading. There we go. So friendship groups in the morning, then our reading meet at 9:30, reading groups, independent work. So again, instructions are always here for the kids to, of course, after our meet, especially if they don't have small group that day, to log into Clever, work on Smarty Ants for 10 minutes. They can also work in MobyMax or on the Boom cards. You can take a brain break. And then you're going to work on the worksheet for the day. Monday, we're doing another comprehension passage. It's just called Birds. Tuesday, we're looking at long vowel sentences. Wednesday, we've got ending blends this week instead of beginning blends. Thursday is a main idea passage called Summer Fun. And then Friday, I'm going to read aloud a book called Earth, and we can take the AR quiz. I know I'm a little early, but I have two different Mother's Day libraries. So I have a Mother's Day library this week for the kids for books to look into. So all of these fun books for Mother's Day. And then I'll have a different one up next week. They're so much fun. I do have a link here. I've been trying to teach the kids how to use like an online dictionary as a resource if there's a word that they don't know what it means. So there is this link here, and it takes you to it's called Kids Wordsmith. So you can type in a word here. If you're not sure what it means, say that you don't know what the word banana means, for instance. So they type it in, and this is going to give you the pronunciation. Banana. It tells you that it's a noun, and then here's a picture, and then the definition: a long curved fruit that has thick yellow skin. It grows in small bunches on a tall tropical plant. So again, I'm just trying to teach them that resource. All right. Again, it's kind of the same thing, and kind of going over comprehension, going over long vowels this week is a little different. That's this sheet here. I'll show you guys. So long vowels, again, they should pretty much know what all these words are. If they do not, that's when we would use the picture dictionary and look them up. And once we've gone over these words, then we have the 10 sentences to see what word goes best. We've got tree, cake, kite, music, train, nose, soap, fire, bee, and huge. So then we'll go through the sentences. I always wash my hands with, and then it's going to be soap, and you would type that in. I've kind of taught the kids too. You can use this little icon here, the line, to cross out when you've used a word. Sometimes that helps. I like to do that anytime I do a worksheet just so I know which words I've used already. So that's going to be long vowel sounds. And we'll go over long vowel sounds as a class as well. Ending blends this week. The blends are down here. We're going to go over all of those, and then we'll really go through these words and see what sounds we hear at the end, like nest. That's that blend st that we've been working on. So we're going to type in the ST there. Comprehension, again, we go over this a lot. And this is actually, even though it's about birds, this is a fiction. So it's like kind of a realistic fiction, I guess. And we'll talk about that as a class. So we'll go over it, and there's 4 questions that go along, comprehension questions. And then main idea we are still working on. That is asked a lot in like SBAC and MAPS tests. So we'll read our passage, talk about the main idea, and then a detail that supports the main idea. So that's kind of reading. Friday, when I read the story out loud, we'll just discuss and take the AR quiz. So that's reading for the week. Writing is fun again this week. We're going to still work on our narratives, how to write a narrative. I'm just having fun with some different types of writing prompts. I think they'll enjoy this one. There's no word bank, but I will probably write a word bank for the kids on the board or in the text box for them during class. So we've got a friend scuba diving, and she comes across some mer people. So that'll be a fun prompt. So Monday, of course, we'll brainstorm ideas, maybe think about characters, setting, that kind of stuff. And then we know that a narrative has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So try to write at least one sentence for each. So hopefully we'll have a little narrative with at least 3 sentences to tell the story. Wednesday, we're going to look at verbs again, and that's kind of what we've been working on lately, and understanding that verbs show action. So in this top part here, we've got boxes that we're going to click and drag over to a verb. For instance, the word danced is a verb. It's an action. It's something that you do. There's a hint here that verbs are doing words, so things you do. So danced is something that you do. Once we've done that, the words fit into these sentences down here. Like for instance, I see down here, the children blanked to the music. This is where danced would go, the one that we just put a circle on. So again, still working on verbs, grammar, parts of speech. Thursday, we kind of had that fun restaurant prompt last week. And this week we have, last week we had superhero prompt. So this week it's a restaurant kind of fun prompt. So thinking if you had a restaurant, what would you name your restaurant? What kind of food would you serve? What might it look like inside? So this will be fun. And I know we've got some kids that really like to watch some like the different baking shows and things like that. So that'll be fun to see what they come up with. And then our opinion this week is, if you could choose one zoo animal to take care of, what would it be and why? I was thinking it was a baby animal, but I guess it's just any type of a zoo animal. I called it a baby, though. I would choose to take care of a baby what? A baby tiger, baby giraffe, baby monkey. And then we'll think about why we might want to take care of that. And there's this little guide down here to kind of remind them if I used capital letters, I used spaces, I write complete sentences, and I used punctuation. So that's a little kind of graphic organizer to help keep us on track. So that's writing. A few more. Got our specials, math. And then small math groups, math independent work. We're kind of still doing the same thing that we've been doing. Of course, always need to log in and do 10 minutes of iReady Math, at least 10 minutes. They can work on extra math or the math and Freckle if they want after that. Brain break, and then here's their worksheets. So they got a worksheet a day in reading and a worksheet a day in math. More addition with regrouping practice. I have some subtraction practice on Tuesday. Wednesday, word problems. Last week, I apologize. I don't know what happened to the template on the word problems. Don't even worry about completing that one. I think I have it fixed for this week at least, so yay. Thursday, still talking about 3D shapes, and I just want to talk about the properties. And we'll probably talk about properties of the shapes this week and next week. And I'm not going to linger too long on it. I do know that those questions kind of pop up in the MAPS test, and at least this way they'll have been exposed to it. It's not something, like I said, that I want to spend too much more time on. So probably this week, maybe next week, we'll talk about it and then we'll move on. And then Friday, again, we're still working on that multiplication as repeated addition and kind of like adding groups of things. So we have flashcards. I don't know if you guys have looked at these. They're a lot of fun. You can pick what operation you want to do. If you want to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So it's kind of fun. So you click the correct answer here. 8 plus 1 is 9. Goes to the next problem. 2 plus 2 is 4. So I'm going to switch to subtraction. 12 minus 7 is 5. So it's kind of fun. I mean, it's just a different way to do flashcards. All right. And then there's a skip counting game, multiplication mind junior game, which is just really beginning multiplication, cleared addition. This week, I just added this as a photo for reference. I didn't put it with the actual worksheet. This is just some reminders about that double digit addition with regrouping, how when you add it and you've got digits here in the ones and the tens, the ones stay in the ones, the tens go up, so you add 3 one-digit numbers in the tens place. The kids are actually getting really good at it. So addition practice. Oh no, this is subtraction practice, isn't it? Yeah, this is a subtraction practice worksheet. No regrouping. I didn't do 3-digit, I just did 2-digit this week. So just some practice on subtraction just to keep us in kind of in the swing of it. And then addition here, this is regrouping, addition with regrouping. I've actually put the 1, carried the 1 for all of them in the tens place. So then they remember just to add in our ones place first. So 7 plus 8 is 15. The 5 goes here, the 1 has already been carried. Now here we're going to add 3 one-digit numbers. So 1 plus 6 plus 2. I'm going to add 6 plus 2, 6, 7, 8, and 1 more is 9. So that's how they're going to do that one. We'll go over it as a class, of course. Word problems. These are a little bit trickier, if it'll load. So some of these might be 2-step, but we're going to go through them. We're going to think about what numbers we have that we need to work with. We're going to look at the key words to see what operation we actually need to use. Do we add? Do we subtract? Do we have to do add and then subtract? But we'll go through these. And usually what I do is I will put a box around, like here, we're going to use, we know that there were 12 star cookies. So when I do this in the class, I kind of put a box around it so the kids can see. There was 11 heart. So then I'm going to put a box around here, 11 heart cookies. And there were 8 brownies. Ooh, put another box around 8 brownies. So now we know that we're working with the numbers 12, 11, and 8. And then looking at the keywords, how many things did she bake in all? In all means that we are going to add, and we're going to add 3 numbers. So this problem is going to be 12 plus 11 plus 8 equals. And it's kind of 2-step. So we're going to want to add 2 numbers first and then add the 3rd number. So we'll probably do it on the whiteboard where we add, we're going to add the 11 plus 12 first. So if we do that, the 12 plus 11, 12 plus 11 equals, and I'll set it up vertically for them so they can see that it equals 23. And then we'll take the 23 and add the 8. That is going to require regrouping, which they know how to do. And the answer is going to be 31. They can also count up if they wanted to, like put 23 in their head, put up 8 fingers and count up. So 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, if that's easier for them. So then the answer to our first problem here is going to be 31. So how many things did she bake in all? She baked 31 things in all. Or treats. Maybe I'll just say treats. They are treats. But anyway, we will go over this as a class. Thursday, excuse me, again, talking about 3D shapes and the properties. I have a poster here first that tells what the shapes are, and we're going to kind of talk about what faces are, what an edge is, what the vertex is. Again, not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but at least I wanted to expose the kids to that for if it does come up, like in this next MAPS testing that we're going to be starting here probably in a week or so. And then again, we're just going to go over it. I have some shapes that I will actually show the kids when we go over it so they can actually physically see it. So just 2 worksheets talking again about the faces, edges, and vertices. For multiplication, here it is. This is Friday, still talking about multiplication kind of as repeated addition. You've got 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15. That's 5 3 times is 15. We have 3 plus 3 plus 3. That's, you can count up the bananas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. And that's the same as saying 3 times 3. So then here we have 6, 6, and 6. We can count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It equals 18. So that's the same as saying 6 3 times. 6 times 3. This sheet actually breaks it down as well. I like how it shows us 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It equals 8. That's the same as saying 4 times 2. That's 2 4 times is 8. So anyway, we'll go over that on Friday. And again, I'm kind of glad that we're exposing everybody to a little bit of these arrays, repeated addition, and that way when it does pop up on like map, they're just not like, I don't know what that symbol means, I don't know what they're doing. I think the kids will at least have an understanding. Science this week, we're just going to kind of continue on. We did Earth Week last week. We had a lot of kids that were really interested. I know a lot about space, but I thought maybe we could talk a little bit more about Earth. So we've got a video on where did Earth come from. I have a ReadWorks article assigned. I've got a Mystery Science video on how old is the Earth. Then Wednesday, I've got kind of a build the Earth from the inside out. Thursday, Friday, I've got a book called Journey to the Center of the Earth and Mayan. Not the fiction book by Jules Verne, but it's actually like a nonfiction book. So it'll be fun to read and kind of learn about that. The worksheet that I have and what we'll be talking a little bit about is kind of the layers of the Earth. So here's the poster that goes over the layers of the Earth, the mantle, the outer core, inner core, and crust. And then here's your word bank, and then we're just going to label what they are here. They can just type it in. So this is Chelsea, so I would put in Chelsea's name here, right? And then we'll type in the vocabulary words right there. So that is it for our week. Here's the ReadWorks article. By the way, it's just right down there, but I'll show the kids. So we've got ReadWorks article, A Day to Celebrate Earth. But that's it. Again, probably we'll start MAPS testing. I will send out a Blooms when I have those dates, when I think that we're going to try it. We will try to do MAPS testing for kids that are at school and for kids that are at home kind of at the same time, and we'll see how it goes, but that way we can help all of the kiddos at once. That's my plan. As always, don't hesitate to reach out to me, Blooms, text, email, however you want to get a hold of me. Happy to help, me or Miss Mikala. I hope you've had a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing everybody in the morning. Bye for now.